Welcome to the Registered Investment Advisor Podcast, where financial services marketing expert Seth Green interviews experts, executives, and top producers to share can't-miss tips on how they successfully manage their financial service firms, grow their businesses, create great relationships, and influence the industry. And now, here's your host, Seth Green.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Green. Today, I've got the good fortune to be interviewing Jeff Fuhrman, president of Coastal Bridge Advisors. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Seth.
Let's go back in time a little bit. How did you get started in the industry in the first place?
So that's an interesting story. The founders of the firm, 5 years in, after they launched this business in 2008, had decided that they would like to focus more on what they do best, which is managing client relationships and not really managing the business. And so I was fortunate to get introduced to them, and frankly, the rest is history.
I think the longer version should be in a book if it isn't already. You spent 9 years as president and COO of IMG Artists, right?
That's correct.
So you went from, tell us a little bit about IMG Artists, even though that's not the focus of the interview, but I'd love to hear how you kind of went from a sports media giant to financial services.
Sure. Well, it actually turns out it's a very similar business. So my background, I'd been involved in at the point when I joined Coastal Bridge, I had a 20-year career in leadership positions in various firms in various industries. And, my time at IMG Artists was interesting because it's very similar here. So it's a professional service business, concierge level service for clients, dealing with sort of short-term objectives married against, long-term strategic aims. It proved to be fortuitous for me to join this firm. It happens when I also had, by the way, a background in financial services, not on the wealth management sphere, but I was involved in financial services. In fact, when I got introduced, I didn't know how to spell RIA, let alone, what they did. If only your podcasts were around back then, maybe that would have been helpful. But in any case, it was good to leverage all those experiences I had here and made for a smooth transition.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So talk a little bit about what makes Coastal Bridge so different.
The roots of Coastal Bridge, I should start there. They born from the wirehouses where my partner founders started the business back in 2008. And they had always desired to build a firm of their dreams that sort of was free from a lot of the challenges that they had experienced in their careers, and a firm that they perceived would drive better client service, more customized, tailored results for our clients, and just a more independent approach that appealed to them.
That makes a lot of sense. You talk a lot about uncomplicated. What does that mean?
That means really taking this, our clients are facing all kinds of issues in their lives, arguably, and it's our job to make sense of that all, right? Whether it's all the complexities of advice delivery that they may be getting, not only from us, but from their lawyers and their accountants, insurance providers, you name it. And we're going to sort of make sense of that all. Or it's simply the solutions that we may provide, whether it's estate planning ideas or, retirement strategies or investment strategies, what have you. Take these complex dynamics and distill them in a way that's, as we like to say, uncomplicated for our clients.
You are at the helm of a large and rapidly growing larger firm. How are clients finding you?
How do our clients find us?
Yes.
I think we get it primarily from client and COI referrals. So obviously it starts with, as I said earlier, that concierge level service that we deliver to our clientele. And that's a big driver of referrals, but then also from the relationships. As I alluded to, we like to be at the center of this advice delivery for our clients. And as a result, deal with people of different sorts, again, trust and estate lawyers, accountants, what have you, and they get the chance to see us work not only to clients, but so too do these these folks, and we drive a lot of business that way.
Awesome. Now, why you are working, tirelessly to enhance the team that you guys have built. Talk a little bit about the team and how you've been able to attract and retain such great talent, during the pandemic of all things.
Yeah, the pandemic was certainly a real challenge. I mean, and I like to say one of the curious things about that I found in this business has been the more we add to our operational and support team, the faster we grow. Right. And so obviously advisors are paramount and growth is paramount, and the advisors, and we've got great ones here, help drive that. But you need to have a support team behind that is delivering that quality service that we expect and demand for our clients. And building out that team is a real challenge, and something we're keenly focused on. We're keenly focused on making sure everyone's clear about their roles and responsibilities, and that they're properly rewarded for their results.
We're certainly not making any investment recommendations on today's podcast, but talk a little bit about what you've kind of done to reassure your clients through the pandemic, and then what you're telling them what's coming forward.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't be the one to give that investment advice either, even if you were. So I think the idea, first of all, I should say that every client of ours, we provide a bespoke, portfolio for every client depending on their particular needs and goals and objectives. What we like to take is a long-term view for our clients, and we've hopefully helped them navigate these ups and downs with a perspective for the long term, and not hopefully worry about what's going on in these short-term disruptions.
That makes a lot of sense. With all the success that you've achieved, I mean, what's your biggest challenge now?
It's just this new world, I would say. It's just what I found is our industry is evolving at even faster pace than when I started, right? And that is in all corners of our business, from technology to regulatory to consolidation to client requirements, you name it. There's just this fast pace of evolution, and it's the challenge is to keep on top of that and make sure you're balancing all the priorities the company has in a way that's coherent and beneficial to our firm and to our clients.
Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
I'd say, it's a bit cliche to say so, but it's the diversity of what I do, right? So in my job as president of the firm, I have responsibility for operations, HR, finance, investments, advisory services, compliance, you name it. And every day brings with it its own set of unique challenges and opportunities. And so I get the benefit to work with a high quality team internally, but then also with our outside vendors that are valuable to us. And ultimately, what's exciting for me and really rewarding for me is this chance to work in this dynamic environment.
That makes a lot of sense. For our listeners and viewers who want to learn more, where is the best place for them to go to learn more about you?
Best place would be coastalbridgeadvisors.com or to LinkedIn. We have a company page there, and I have my own personal,
All right. What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned along the way? Because you had a fascinating career.
Again, I would say that it is this pace of change, and it's just it's really amazing to behold what's going on. And you think about things like technology. What was cutting edge yesterday is table stakes today. We, for example, are working on this holy grail of an integrated tech stack. And when we get there, that's going to be old news. And the next thing, who knows what it'll be, machine learning or artificial intelligence or whatever. And you just got to keep on, investing and renewing and reinventing yourself to stay ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Well, we know your time is incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us. We've been here with Jeff Fuhrman of coastalbridgeadvisors.com. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Seth. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time.